What's goody, fam?
You're now listening to the sounds of
This Drinks on Me podcast, baby.
What's goody, fam? It's your favorite Cuzzo's D.
And your boy DJ G.
And you are not vibing with
This Drinks on Me podcast, baby.
Pull up. Hey, yo, what we got tonight, man?
What up? Yo, so tonight, I think we should discuss, man, seasons, man. Just some different seasons and stuff that come in your life, how it affects your life, the type of energy it brings in your life. When you know, man, hey, it's that time to give and that time to pull, that time to pass the baton on, man. And, when it's that time for growth, it's the time for everything, True. And I think seasons play a major part in that. And I think that's also why God, altered things to be in that way, the reaping and the sowing, man. So that's where I'm at with it tonight, man. I think that this is the perfect time to have this conversation, especially after some of the stuff we done seen lately,
Facts. So everything pretty much has a season.
Pretty much. I think I was telling you not too long ago, I noticed something that maybe I feel like a lot of people don't pay attention to. They pay attention to it as far as like, when you're growing crops, stuff like that, but not how it plays out in like your everyday life. Like, I was thinking about like, damn, almost every year that me and my wife been married, it's a certain season where we start like having turmoil with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like we start having more debates, more issues, more everything. And it's only during that season, man. Like
what season is that normally?
That's summertime.
Bruh, I swear, ain't it something about summer? Summer's a motherfucker.
Yeah, it be that season. Yeah. It's that season, man. That summertime just brings a hectic energy, man, on our whole entire chemistry, marriage, everything, man. And it seemed like we start struggling every year in that season. Now, as soon as it hit like fall, man, everything started coming back together. The chemistry started coming back together. The energy is there, everything, man. It's not until we breaking into that summer season that everything just started going haywire, man. And if you don't watch it, you'll always be looking at it like, oh man, hey, we just getting into it. But really, man, I think it's a certain energy there, and everybody's got that season. It might not be summer for some people. It might be spring, fall, or winter, but if you pay attention to it, man, that energy is always there around that time, and in learning that, man, it helps me. I can speak for myself personally. It helps me to grow and get better during that time instead of taking everything to heart, like, okay, she getting on my nerves and I'm getting on her nerves, and hey, we done had times where it's just like we just look, what, fuck it.
Nigga. Man, look, that's funny as fuck because I don't know if it's just because could just be a cancer thing. I don't know.
So great.
I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what our wives is. I'm just saying. But not cancer as in they cancer, but cancer as in they signs is cancer. Like that's what they are. They signs.
Right.
Cancer.
Moms are cancer too, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And like I said, it's something about the summer with these motherfucking cancers. But anyway, I've noticed that too, and summer is definitely the season I hate the most because of the heat. For one, I hate the heat. But if you look at it from like a world perspective or from a universal perspective of what actually happens during the summer as far as the environment, I think that's when everything starts. It's like at its peak of growing, pretty much. Like spring, everything comes back to life and is growing, but summer is when it's all vibrant and shit. It's like, yo, nigga, this is the product of shit dying, coming back to life, and this is when it's thriving. It's like, yeah, nigga, we in full gear. But it might have the reverse effect with humans. I don't know. It's
right,
because that's why everybody seems to be at their highest peak on all levels. So like, there ain't no mellow in this shit. It's kind of like when you get to that part, that season, it's like everybody is at their highest of everything. So everything is always kind of extreme almost. It's like even with the minor shit, which might explain the back and forth shit. Like, you know, it might explain why simple conversations might go from discussions to minor arguments, because everybody's at their highest peak of, nah, nigga, what I feel is what I feel.
Right.
So it's like, no, I don't care what you're saying. No, goddammit, this is what I feel. Right. This is what it is. So
you know what, bro? I even in what you just said, that brings me to it made me think of like our city, man. During the summer, that's like the highest peak of killing.
Like, everybody be on edge.
Hundreds of motherfuckers die in Chicago during the summertime. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't be like that. Not saying that it's not killing still, but it don't be at the height and the peak that it's at during the summertime, man. Like, summertime just brings about, it bring the heat for real. It's like, you know, it's like hell months, man. You know, yeah. When you said that, I was just thinking, like, damn, I could remember just this summer, like hundreds of motherfuckers getting killed, you know, in a matter of days during the summertime, you know, in our city, man. So it's like all over, man. If we don't start noticing how much all this shit works together universally, we won't be able to, you know, make better decisions, man. Because it ain't all about just the people here. You know, it's about the planet. It's about everything. We got to be able to approach everything in order to resolve something.
Well, that's facts.
Like this. If you don't notice the rest of them energies that's out there, and all you think is just the energy that's coming from you, you know, it just don't work that way, man.
Well, it's like, I think just like the world go through seasons, humans go through seasons while they're here. It's seasons for everything. It's a saying, you know, people in your life for seasons, reasons, or a lifetime. But it's like, I think that as human beings, since we all connected holistically, everything is connected to each other. Just like the world goes through seasons, just like your body goes through the same like evolutions as the sun. I believe that we all go through seasons, and during those seasons, the same way the earth is affected, you're not necessarily the same as the earth, but you probably go through certain shit. Like in the fall, I love the fall. The fall is my favorite season. That's when everything not necessarily dies, but it's like everything starts to come down, mellow out. You see beautiful colors, the whole atmosphere change. It's like everything just mellows out, and that's when you can really start planting and building. And you know, during the winter, shit get cold. You know what I'm saying? Niggas get like niggas get real like homebody during the winter. You know what I'm saying?
You know what, bro? Man, you hitting on some shit, because this came to my mind too. We are, you know, rooted in the earth. We the earth. We the earth too. Like our whole makeup, you know, like they say, what we like 90-some% water or some shit like that, right? Or, you know, it's always a percentage. But in the Bible, you know, it tells you the hell we was made from the dirt of the earth. So really, you a giant ass seed. You know what I'm saying? That God, you are made up of the earth. So there is the seasons would play just like they play out.
Say, well, there you go. That's the earth. Perfect example.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they would play out the same.
Big ass seed.
Yeah, you a big ass seed,
and you growing.
And you growing. That's right.
You was planted for a purpose, and you growing. Now, whether you growing in the right direction of that purpose, hey, it's just like when you plant a plant. If you taking care of it, then it's gonna grow how it need to grow. But if you neglecting it and you just put it in the ground, then hey, it is what it is. Right. It might die before it was supposed to. Right. Or it might not make it to its full fruition of what it's supposed to be. It might not be a tree. That bitch might get cut off at a branch. You know what I'm saying?
Believe that. You remember, man, when we was living on Harper, the lady that stayed at the end of the block, you know, she always had our rose bushes. Yeah, she had our rose bushes in our backyard.
Yeah, that mean.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, she always had them rose bushes, man. And as long as them roses was on that bush during that season, they stayed, right? But if you ever went out there and plucked one off and just came and put it in some water, it wouldn't stay.
She was a witch.
Even though that was, what I'm saying though is, even though that was like detaching yourself from your root, still will bring about, you know, circumstances in your season. Like that rose, as long as it was attached to the bush, it stayed its fruition and lived out its purpose during that season. But if you pluck that rose off and just tried to bring it in like, okay, here, mama, I got you a rose, and she put it in some water, it still wouldn't live as long as the same bush that it was plucked from.
Well, there you go.
You know what I'm saying? So like even unrooting yourself from,
you took it from its foundation.
Yeah, taking it from its foundation can sever, you know, how you do it. It could be beautiful, but eventually it's gonna die. And I think that's something that, you know, plays into you know, like what we talking about now, even relational. You know, when we come away from our foundation and, you know, and maybe, hey, that's the season that happens. I don't know, you know.
Hey, well, you know, it could probably, that could be twofold. Maybe you need to come off your foundation for the balloon.
True.
And then maybe you don't. And when you try to come off your foundation, that's what kills it.
True.
So I think that one is perfect. You just got to figure out which way to go with that one. Because some people, their foundation was fucked up from the get-go. So how they see relationships is like kind of fucked up. And if they stick with that, then they, like, I guess you could say their perception of relationships and what they bring into it might cause them to never have a real relationship that people can actually relate to and both just flourish in and thrive in, because one person gonna always feel like they're giving and one person gonna always just be pulling instead of giving back. It won't be no energy growing. It'll just be, nigga, I'm taking all your energy. So that can go twofold, but I see what you're saying. As far as foundation is the key. Foundation is the key. So like when you pluck that rose from the bush was its foundation. It needed that so it could fully flourish and blossom. But when you took it off, and like this is all like just hypothetically, and you gave it to the girl and she put it in a vase or a vase and put water on it, yeah, it lived.
Right, but
it died way quicker.
Yeah,
it would have if you took it to the bush and be like, yo, I want to give you this rose. You know what I'm saying?
No, but you know what, D? It was dead when you plucked it. That's the thing, right? Because, like for instance, that bush has roots in the foundation. You don't take those roots. No, I'm saying you don't take those roots with you when you pluck off that rose.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So it was dead when you plucked it.
Well, it was dying already. Because everything from the moment that it starts living, it starts dying.
It's dying. Living. We the same way.
We the same way. So it's like it was dying already.
Right.
By you plucking it and putting it in a whole nother atmosphere, you sped up the process.
Right. It's that pretty much.
Like you sped up the process. It's like, yeah, we grew up in the hood.
Right.
Had bars on the window and shit like that. But when your ass joined the gang, you might set up the process of their lifespan. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much how it's just like with humans. It's just like, yeah, you born, and from the moment you born, yeah, you dying. Like everybody has that day when they gotta switch back to a celestial being. But if you goddamn hit that phase when you drinking, smoking, and snorting that booger sugar, and you out here like Jenny, you know what I'm saying, being hooking it up. Hanging off bars and singing with naked guitars and shit like that. You might speed up the process. Have some shit like she had that they didn't want to say. Hey,
you know exactly. You know,
or you could be forced. Who miraculously smashed Jenny, had a kid. Neither him or Little Forrest had AIDS. What did he do? You know what I'm saying? Hey, that nigga didn't know a lot,
buddy.
But he knew what love was.
I mean, but look,
Greensboro,
man.
Alabama.
See, and then you got those, man, who they just don't know when to let it go. Like, I look at all these old motherfuckers in politics, you know, all these old church heads, man. Like, and you ain't even trying to teach that, hey, this got to be replanted.
Oh no. That's on
You know what
purpose.
I'm saying? Like, yeah, I mean, it is on purpose, and
That's
we
on
know they
purpose.
doing it on purpose, but it's stupid.
They
You know what I'm
they
saying?
stupid.
Because you're gonna die out and then nothing lives on.
You know what? I was thinking
And
about
that's
that the
what's
other day.
happening. Look, bruh, that's what's happening right now, even with the climate and shit on Earth. We didn't drawn in, and took so much resource out the Earth, but we ain't putting shit back into it. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. Now you got all these climate changes and ozone this and all this bullshit because you didn't took all of the valuable resources. You know what I'm saying? And it's a greed there, man. It's a gluttony, you know, that's there. That's just like, man, when is enough ever gonna be enough?
Yo, I was just thinking about that when I was riding bikes with Lil Mama the other day. I was like, energy is such a crazy thing, and even if it's negative, because you know, of course, the way the universe works, what you put in is what you get out, right? That's what everybody believe. Like if you always negative, you're gonna get negative shit. But
Oh, most deaf.
what I need people to understand on top of that, even if this is the most evil person, right? If they put everything they got into their evil plan, that's how they gonna succeed. If they working as hard as they can at it to make sure that shit thrive, nigga, they gonna look at slavery. If you want an example, look at slavery. Look at the president, the Trump, the orange man, the tangerine man. That nigga evil as fuck. But that nigga put everything he had into making sure he stayed rich and out of jail. Like he did whatever it takes. A lot of people, and you know, like it ain't gotta be that big. It's people who fuck you over on a daily basis for years. They fucked you over for years. And in your mind, they was your best friend. Right. Looking out for your ass. But for years they've been fucking you over. And they put so much energy into it, and it's so shocking to you because you like, damn, nigga, you've been doing this shit 20 years.
Yeah.
And then it make you question, like, damn, I thought the energy you put in is the energy that you get out. So like, even with energy, understand you can be the most evil motherfucker ever. If they directing it, laser beam, focusing that shit on something, 9 times out of 10, they gonna succeed in it. Now, granted, that don't mean that the universe is gonna continue to let them do it, but most of the time, they shit might come on the back end. Evil niggas succeed all the time, just like positive people succeed all the time. Energy is energy. It just depends on how you direct it and who directing it.
So much of that, it like you said, man. Yeah, it's gonna succeed to a point because eventually, hey, what is naturally there got to take its course, right?
Exactly.
So, all right, you didn't succeed in drawing, and you know, pulling all the resources from the earth. Well, at some point, the earth got to react, and it's gonna react by destroying its cancer that's constantly pulling from it, which I mean, for the most part, is human beings.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, hey, you ain't seeing the scale of natural disasters and stuff it done been, man, in these last, you know, like years, man. And there ain't shit you could do about that. And there's nothing you can do if a tornado or a hurricane or something like that comes in. There's nothing you can do. All right, there's no fight against that, but shit like that is constantly happening more and more and more because hell, we've been drawing from the earth more and more. You know, like hell, not too long ago, you had these big ass holes just showing up in the ocean. You know, I mean, hey, shit gonna start falling in them motherfuckers after a while. You know,
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
big ass
it's
sinkhole
shit.
showing up in
Hell yeah,
cities.
these motherfucking this land, it's still when you go down further enough, nigga, this shit digs all the way down into that water. That water shifts, the land shifts, and then boom, you going in a hole. You know, it's got to respond, and it's been responding. You know, and now we trying to get some control of it now, but really, you ain't got no control. You didn't waste it. It's like you said, dude, we was talking about slavery. All right, they got a 400 something year advance on us. But what you think the Earth is like? You think you're gonna clean that shit up in 1 year? There's no fucking way. No way. This is thousands of fucking years of us doing this shit to the Earth. Forever. Yeah, we've been fucking this shit up since we began. So it's no way you're gonna catch up. It's got an advantage way over us. And when that time comes, man, hey, it's just gonna be that time. Now I ain't saying don't try to fix it. I mean, you might be able to make something better, prolong some things, something like that. Okay, I agree with that. But it's taking its course. It is already set. It's like, you know how you got that countdown clock?
Yeah.
You know, it didn't start it, you know? And hell, now we gotta either make some changes or, hey, wait till that final section. But this shit, okay, this is what we saying, man. This is what we saying about this whole season shit. You know, like, you got to know when, man, it's your time. Like, you know, all these old heads and shit in the political game, these church figures, things like that. All these old motherfuckers, man, look, okay, you got to pass this baton at some point. You know, you can't run this relay forever. It's just not the way it works.
Them niggas say they dying with that baton. They get
but that's just stupid. Baton. You know what I love?
Conference call.
No, right? Who is that? Who could that
be? Them old ass preach about to cuss your ass out.
All right, I know.
You're in here talking the ways of the wicked.
In here talking that shit about us, boy.
I shall smite thee and hang thee, nigga. With furious anger, like that nigga said. Samuel Jackson.
Hey,
well, no, Lord.
Somebody feeling this energy we talking about right now, man.
Nigga, that sounds like one of them. That
somebody
like
got hot.
90s phone. What, nigga, that's a house phone?
Yeah.
That sounds like with the cord. They ain't even cordless. That sounds like the bitch you got to have the long extension of the cord so you can walk around the house with that bitch.
No, but see, that's the thing, right? This is how you know we talking the real shit, big brother listening, right? All right, now these old heads. I'm looking at we got to go ahead, D, because the fight was last night. I'm looking at Mike and Roy.
Okay,
they did good, man. Don't get me wrong. Roy was holding a little too fucking much.
Yeah, they had a good hug session.
But you could tell, hey, man, look, they old. You know what I'm saying? They old now, man. It ain't the same as when they was in their youth. But the one thing I love that Mike said is that, hey, I ain't doing this for the shit I was doing this for when I was young. I'm doing this now to help out the world. You know, I ain't doing this to make money and belts and broads and all of that now. I'm doing this, man, to help out children and people in need and, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So he shifted his mindset. His season is different. His thinking is different. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, you smoked that toad 5 times. I'm pretty sure that nigga done seen all seasons at one time.
Hell yeah. And he like, look.
Going to smoke the toad. Fuck what y'all talking
I'm on another. Look, Mike was high last night. They asked him, did he smoke before he came out there? He was like, yeah.
They better let that nigga smoke. Can you imagine that nigga not smoking?
Right.
Hug like that. Oh, man, that nigga would have headbutted the fuck out of Roy.
Yeah, I mean, man, look, he was real laid back in that fight, man. He hugged Roy Jones, and it's not at the end. I'm talking about after a round.
Bro, it would have been a motherfucking Rocky.
Exactly.
It's an exhibition fight, right? It's supposed to be an exhibition.
And look, Roy was hurt.
Nate ass. Nate was probably thinking the same thing when he woke up. God damn. What was his corner? What was
about what's happening with Nate Robinson, but Snoop Dogg is singing in the hymns. He's trying to Mamma Mia, the problem child proving to be.
What was his niggas in the corner?
Man, no.
He got fucking slipped.
No, that was the Russian in Apollo. When Nate was fighting
what was his nigga? What was his Rocky? And what was his nigga in the corner?
He hit that ground. He hit that ground just like Apollo Creed hit the ground, baby.
Way harder than Apollo Creed.
That motherfucker was on the ground twitching.
Look, Apollo kind of fell to the side. This nigga fell. He folded, hit his head. a little bit, then kind of scoofed. It was like and laid there, nigga. I'm talking about.
Oh man, look, he was laid out. I told my son-in-law, I said, look, man, hey, he didn't just got the ghost knocked out of his ass. Somebody need to call the Ghostbusters to come and get his ass.
That nigga got hit in the arms of the angel song immediately started playing. Okay. That nigga so left his body. But see, he caught that nigga. I think it was a right. It looked like a right. I can't remember. It
was man, it was a right.
He caught it was a right across the chin, unexpected. With his
it was a right. He so had
let that be a lesson.
He hit his ass 3 times. That last hit.
Look, no, because he caught him across the chin. That's a lesson.
No, but this the killer thing, D. He only landed 8 punches. Okay, 3 of them punches. But 3 of them punches, he knocked his ass down. So think of that.
One.
That's all it takes, man.
All it takes. They don't give a fuck how strong you are, how good of a fighter you are. This is a key lesson in how the body works. If a nigga catch you clear across the jaw and rock that head, it shift that brain, and your ass black out. If they hit you good enough, you will black out. It don't even make Nate weak. Let's make this clear. It don't make him weak. It make him ill. He was probably not trained properly.
But the thing is, Nate wasn't trained because he had no defense. Like no defense.
No defense. So like he wasn't trained properly for a boxing match and how to like hold your guard up. So to get caught clear, it's certain areas. If a nigga hit you, you're blacking out. If a nigga hit you in the temple, a nigga hit you like right in the bridge of your nose. If a nigga catch you clear on your jaw, they call it glass jaw, but anybody, unless they just got a really good jaw, can take a punch. If they catch you clear, unexpected, all right, now if you expect to get hit in the jaw, you kind of brace a little bit, you can kind of get dizzy, but get back from that. But if a nigga catch you unexpected, like my nigga Paul, whatever his name is, hit that nigga, and that head shake, go look at any boxing match and watch a nigga get knocked out by getting hit in the jaw. What you're going to see is he wasn't prepared, one, and his head shakes. That head shakes, boom, that brain get to shaking and hitting, you blacking out. You
all I can tell you, bro,
die from that.
Is he got the seasons knocked out his ass.
That's all nigga. That nigga got hit and hurt every Boys to Men song. Before seasons, that nigga hurt Boys to Men. Boy, when I tell you, I felt bad for my nigga because he was out cold. Like
he was done. It was through,
baby. Shit so he could smell.
It was through.
Man, you know? And that's just horrible. Because like if he would have been better prepared, defense, like if he would have actually took it serious, because I think he thought because old buddy was like a Disney Channel dude and a YouTube dude, they probably, he kind of like I guess, I don't know where he's born it, but maybe he had a couple of scuffles when he was growing up in the hood and shit and fought like that. And he like, man, I'm gonna go in and dog off this nigga with regular fighting.
See, man.
It don't work like that though.
No. Plus, this guy, man, he had been training at Tyson's camp too.
No, but that nigga boxed. Like I
know he boxed before, but I'm saying he had been up on the Tyson's camp too. So he was way more prepared than Nate.
Bruh.
Way.
Pacquiao got laid out. Everybody remember when Pacquiao went night-night?
Yeah.
And that's Pacquiao. But he went night-night.
A lot of the greats.
Yeah, Roy. Everybody remember Roy got caught, went night-night.
Yeah, man. A lot of the greats that been knocked out, man.
Hell, Mike went night-night when Buster Douglas caught his ass and not paying attention. Night-night.
I mean, look, you just got to know when it's your time, man. Bottom line, you got to know when it's your time. Now, would I say Nate need to give himself some better training? Sure.
Hell yeah.
He got to go into a season for that.
That takes a season.
That's going to take a season.
Nigga, you know what I'm saying? Switch from dunking to getting
Right. He was ill prepared in the season he was in.
Bro, I look at because I ain't watched the fight. I watched the highlights of everything. But when I saw
we watched the whole thing, baby.
When I saw that fight wasn't long. It was like 50 seconds. I watched this fight, but it was like and then I caught Roy fight because I got the whole fight on YouTube now. But it was like when he came out, his foot placement, the way he had his hands.
Oh man, he wasn't. He wasn't.
Oh, buddy was coming in to kill.
Yeah,
he caught him in that corner. He threw 3 punches like back, boom.
Yeah, man. His footwork, everything was off. Nate was just all complete. He didn't even look like a boxer. You know what I'm saying?
That's what happens when your ass when you don't take a season to prepare.
But this is the other thing, right? So this is another thing that people got to learn too. Hey, bringing that Street Fighter shit into boxing, That ain't gonna work.
Yo,
you know, because he tried to bring that street fight into the boxing arena, and it showed once again, like it did with who that motherfucker Conor who was fighting against Mayweather. Look, these motherfuckers is trained to box. But that street fight shit ain't gonna work.
This is the difference.
With a boxer, you know what I'm saying? The difference
between that with them and all honesty is you can't fight when you got rules. No, now, if it was like a fight, Nate would have probably rushed that nigga, dropped that nigga, and then the regular fight shit. But when you have to follow and abide by those rules, and you can't just naturally do what you do, nigga, you don't get your ass whooped.
That's the thing, though. Nate did try to come in there with that shit.
No, I'm talking about like rush, like pick a nigga up, drop a nigga, rush.
Oh, like no. Yeah, you ain't doing that UFC
I'm talking about like Clubber Lane, nigga. I'm talking about
you ain't doing that shit.
Throwing niggas. No, when you got to have a certain structure to it, it's just like street ball versus organized sports when you playing ball, nigga. Right. It's a big difference. A street baller getting organized, nigga, hit your ass with that. That's what I learned from Jason Leary shit when he knocked your ass out. Or Birdie and them at the end above the rim when Tommy Shepard had to come to that bitch with dress shoes and khakis, show y'all niggas what it was.
Right. But see, you gotta know, it's like me and you was talking about this, go back to that season thing again. You gotta know when that season is different and which one can prosper you more. Like being set up and learning the fundamentals of it can prosper you more than just going out and wilding. You know what I'm saying? Like the sport comes into play, the money comes into play, the prosperity comes into play when you are organized. It's a difference between just being a criminal and organized crime.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Organized crime gonna make way more motherfucking money, have way more pull, get away with way more shit than just the regular criminal.
Yeah, you know, like the government and us.
Yeah, right. You're right. Exactly. Nigga, you best to be organized. You know what I'm saying? Than to be just some random ass street, you know what I'm saying?
The mafia and everybody else.
Yeah, when you become, look, Lucky Luciano knew if we organize shit, we'd be better. Al Capone, on the other hand, wasn't about that organized shit. He was like, I'm a wow. And he did wow. And then what naturally killed his ass? Syphilis. Okay.
hey, look. I mean, not wrapping that thing up is number one killer. A lot of motherfucking niggas.
But it's from wilding out. From wilding out. And that plays so much even the season. Like we were saying, man, the summertime for us is like wild out months. Everybody get killed, you know what I'm saying? Shit started going haywire all during them months. Hey, you got to change your season. You got to look at your seasons, man. Your seasons, your energy, all that. You got to look at all that shit and become more organized with it. Or else, man, it will ruin you. It will. Simple, man. As simple as that. We had a president that was a wild out motherfucker, whatever. Randomly, I'm just going to do what I want to do when I want to do it. No type of organized nothing.
Facts.
And look, you see what that's getting his ass
out of the city, and then nigga getting out the country. We're talking about that nigga gone.
Right, exactly, right. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't doing you no good. You see how COVID is spreading. COVID is spreading like it's spreading because it's no organized. People don't want to abide by, like you said, the rules of the ring. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't abide by the rules of the ring, then guess what? It's gonna end your season.
Pretty much.
It's gonna end your season. So I didn't see people sit up there. They go to these city council meetings. They argue on wearing masks. This and this. Motherfucker, you was wearing a mask every day. Whether you was literally wearing a mask, your ass probably was wearing a mask every goddamn day, being something that you not.
Boom.
You know what I'm saying? Being fake. Put plastic surgery, whatever the motherfucking shit may be. Hell, you always wearing some fucking mask. So chill with that shit. Now you got something that can protect you in some type of form. Utilize it, man. So you can have more seasons to look forward to, man.
Yeah.
Don't sit up here and look. For those who are doing it and still getting caught and that's just your time in that season too. You know, I mean, really it is.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, hey, we got to attach back to our celestial bodies at some point.
And turn back into energy. Like I said, it's
Right.
all energy. It's just how you use it and how you
Yeah.
direct it.
Yeah.
You got a light bulb when you cut that bitch on, it shine up the whole room. Take that same light bulb and focus it. You got a laser beam. You can burn through some shit. Same energy.
Yeah.
It's just how you direct it and how you use it.
That's what I'm saying, D. You got to come to a point, man, in your life where shit, hey, what I used to do, I can't do that shit no more. I got to think. I got to become more organized. I got to start putting shit together. You know, pieces of the puzzle that I wasn't putting there, I got to put it right now, you know. And that as you become an old head, you should. Like, I hate to see motherfuckers out here still wearing pants and shit halfway off their ass, doing all this shit. Nigga, you damn near 60 years old. Trying to be like the youth. You know what I'm saying? And nigga, you ain't gonna ever be that again. That season is over for you. You know? And you can't help them because you constantly trying to be them. It's more like the other way around. You know what I'm saying? Like, they doing more for you, nigga, than you doing more for them. But you done outlived them, been through more than them, then struggled more than them, and you ain't got nothing to give back to it.
Vicariously through the youth.
Yeah, you know. You still don't want to pass it on and have somebody look up to you. Like, we got OGs. They OGs. We look up to our OGs.
Triple OGs.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't trying to be us. You know, we saw them at that point when they were us.
We don't even make sense to them no more.
Right, now it's like, what the fuck is these little young motherfuckers
it's like
doing?
OGs,
you know what I'm saying?
Really
right.
About that life.
Yeah, like,
man, these niggas crazy. You know
right,
how crazy it sounds for a nigga who used to be crazy to tell you, man, them niggas crazy.
Right, exactly. Like, nigga, you used to be out here, but it come to a point where they didn't went through the process of all of that, and they didn't processed all of that, and now it's like it looks crazy to even go that route, you know. So now they can look at them and say, "Hey, nah, you don't want to do that." I'm telling you, because
there you go. I like how you did that. Because you go through the process,
right, and then you process.
Might not process it.
Right, and hey, some don't. Some go through the process and continue to, and like you said, live through the youth. Yeah, I'm gonna live through the youth.
Them niggas got they got that line wire going on. Yeah, you download the songs, but your whole computer fucked up now. You can't get the shit.
Right, exactly, man. You ain't got no upgrades. You ain't got nothing. You not doing nothing, man. You know, you're not.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. That's what so life lesson to pull from this. Let's hit that double L on the life lesson to pull from this. If you had to explain or give your best life lesson right now on the fly when it comes to seasons, what would you tell these beautiful people?
I would say, man, look, live your season. You know, like, and when I say that, because a lot of people, they living, but they not living. Like,
they just existed.
They just existed. They existed in the season they in, and they take it for just that. You know, like you said, the saying, seasons, reasons, and lifetime. But if you actually living in your season, then all of that is combined: a season, a reason, and a lifetime. You see what I'm saying? It's one thought.
Perfect.
It's not individual things. You know what I'm saying? So live in your season, man. Like, you know when it's time to get that baton over. You know when you can look at things that's happening. Like you say, you might not notice what the changes that seasons bring on your relationships and things like that. But it's time to start looking at stuff like that if you living in your season.
I like it. That's beautiful. That's dope. I like that. That was a good way to put it, especially how you said it's one sentence and not separate.
Yeah, it's one sentence in if you living in your season, it's one sentence, man. There are reasons, there's seasons, reasons, and lifetime.
Gotcha. It's all combined. If I had to give them anything, I'm gonna always say this first: figure out your purpose. So, and then start connecting everything to that, including your seasons. Because then, what I truly find is once you figure that domino out, knock that bitch down, and start focusing everything you do and connecting it to your purpose. When it comes to seasons, in all aspects of seasons, you would eventually learn how to move, how to eliminate, what to incorporate, what to cut out. Even with your relationships, if you figure out your purpose, right, and this is your forever mate. This is the mate of your soul.
Right.
Now you understand, okay, this is your why. So now you have to pay attention to them when it comes to the different seasons that you're going through with them, because now you have to see, hey, it's certain times that I can't really pull from it, like expect them to do this because they in the height of their shit. So I have to learn how to move accordingly to their seasons too.
Right.
I need to move accordingly to how seasons work in my life. So if it's something that I'm trying to do with my purpose, I need to plant that seed. Maybe in the fall is when I need to go super ham with like doing the structure of what I want. In the winter, let it keep working, but it ain't gonna be as tough because that's my season of seeing how shit play out. In the spring, it start to bloom. In the summer, I might go full ham, but I still gotta pay attention. Like move according to the seasons on all aspects.
That's
not just like all right, the season. Don't just focus solely on all right, this is the season when me and my wife might bump heads. That's important. You need to learn those seasons with your spouse, with your children, with your family. But it also help you decipher when you need to switch out your mentality on seasons when it comes to that season, reason, or lifetime. It's like, yo, you've been my homie for a while, but I'm moving this way. And while I was moving this way in this season, you showed me a lot of things that fucked me up and I ain't know you had in you. Right. And that ain't moving how I'm moving. So you was just here for last season, but this season, man, until shit changed, I can't really fuck with you. So I gotta detach from you. You see what I'm saying? Right. So season is universal with everything. So live in your season. Understand that seasons, reason, and lifetime is one congruent sentence. It's one sentence. It's not like you have, but in order to learn when to apply that, you have to pay attention to everything that's going on around you. Just like it's just like the universe. It's just like the earth. Shit, the earth go through its things and it starts to see what's fucking up and it adapts to eliminate that shit. You ever seen it happening? If niggas ain't never seen it happen, how plants was like, fuck that. I'm about to shoot out this drug on y'all. Exactly. Hey, y'all want to keep fucking with me?
Exactly.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna shoot out this invisible gas and have you kill your damn self. Because I'm have you walking off buildings and stabbing yourself and shit because y'all niggas ain't learning. So it's like pay attention to everything around you so you can learn when to apply that golden rule, season, reasons, and lifetime, and then move according to seasons, how seasons move. If shit seems to work and be hectic in the summer, then just let that seed that you planted in the fall, let it work itself out and start to grow. Don't pull it from its foundation. Stay strong in your roots.
Stay rooted. That's right. Stay rooted.
You know what I'm saying? Stand on your shit, even if you got to stand alone. Stay rooted in your shit and let it blow. That's how you focus your energy during the season. And then pay attention to who ain't fucking with you unless they need you, or signs from different people that you thought was cool, or different atmospheres, different jobs, even everything. Pay attention to it in the seasons. And then you will know when to move. That shit ain't no lifetime. Because, you might bump heads with your mate, but for the most part, once you learn them, that's a lifetime thing. Right. You got to understand that they going through seasons too, nigga. Like, hell, they might went through some fucked up shit. So you have to be understanding that this season, hell, they ain't going to be all lovey-dovey right now. Goddamn it, they in pain. So they need you to adjust. That don't mean you got to neglect what you doing. Right. But you just got to pay attention and respect their season. And then move for them to move forward. That way y'all both can move forward together. But on that note, motherfuckers.
Bring it in, Rob.
Good old bird salute. Because it's the season for that right now, goddamn it. So it's up to it, down to it. Fuck those who don't do it. We do it because we used to it. Drink, motherfucker, drink. We will catch you beautiful people.
Yes, sir.
Next Friday, we back. Ain't no breaks. Same motherfucking time, same fucking channel. Make sure you tune in, tap in, and get involved with your favorite cuzzos. Nigga, pull up, enjoy the vibes. Keep a smile on your face, love in your heart. Be blessed. Stay focused, stay disciplined, stay dope.
Stay dope.